I wish everyone had known about these 8 useful uses for this oven rack sooner. Hello everyone! Welcome back to Nancy Home. Today I'll share 8 ways to use a familiar baking rack to cook, drain kitchen tools, and keep your kitchen more organized. I bet you'd never think this rack could be so useful. For this first tip, I'll share a very useful way to toast many slices of bread at the same time. Instead of laying the bread flat on a baking sheet, which can make it toast unevenly and take up more space, I place a rack on top of the baking sheet. The baking sheet underneath helps catch the crumbs and also gives the bread extra support, helping the slices stay in place more easily. Gently slide each slice of bread between the rack bars, leaving a small space between them. When you place the bread upright between the rack bars, you can toast more slices at once without flipping each piece, and the bread can still turn golden on both sides. This is especially useful in the morning when you are preparing breakfast for the family and everyone wants hot toast at the same time. After a few minutes of toasting, the bread turns golden and crisp. Carefully take the tray out and let it cool for a moment. Now you have many slices of toast ready at the same time without flipping each piece, without waiting too long, and with a cleaner countertop. If you often place chicken drumsticks flat on a baking sheet, you may notice one problem. The top can turn golden brown, but the side touching the tray often stays soft, pale, and not crispy. A simple way to fix that is to hang the chicken drumsticks on the bars of the baking rack. Slide the small end of the drumstick between 2 bars, letting the larger meaty part face downward. When the chicken is hanging like this, hot air circulates more evenly, helping the skin become golden and crispy, and the meat cook evenly without needing to flip it many times. Gently place the rack into the oven. Pay attention to this while the chicken drumsticks are roasting in the oven. Don't forget to place a tray of potatoes underneath. As the chicken cooks, the flavorful juices and fat will drip down onto the potatoes, helping them become more golden and richer in flavor, and the tray underneath will also catch some of the drippings. With just 1 round of roasting, you get golden, crispy chicken drumsticks on top and a rich, fragrant tray of potatoes underneath. The dish looks more appealing, requires less flipping, and the tray underneath also helps catch some of the drippings. After roasting a chicken, you may notice that the rack in the oven looks quite greasy and dirty. So before moving on to other ways to use it, let's clean it quickly. First, take a large, sturdy plastic bag that is big enough to fit the oven rack. Place the rack inside the bag, sprinkle a little baking soda over the greasy areas. Add a few drops of dish soap, then spray or pour in a little white vinegar. Look at that. The mixture starts to bubble gently. This is normal when vinegar and baking soda react with each other, helping soften the stains stuck to the rack. Now tie the bag tightly so the mixture does not spill out, but leave a little space inside so the bubbles have room to settle. Place the bag in the sink or on a tray in case it leaks. If the stains are light, leave it for about 5 to 10 minutes. If the grease has been stuck on for a long time, let it sit a little longer. During this process, the baking soda, dish soap, and vinegar will help soften the grease and stuck-on stains. After that, carefully open the bag, take the rack out, and rinse it clean with water. Once the rack is clean, it is not just for baking anymore. You can also use it as a helpful kitchen organizer. Place the rack across the sink to create a temporary draining area. After washing cups, measuring spoons, or small tools, you can simply place them on top so the water drips straight into the sink instead of wetting the countertop. This little tip is very useful after breakfast, when you only need to wash a few cups and don't want to pull out a large dish rack. It is also convenient when you are cooking and need a quick place to set freshly washed tools. Make sure both ends of the rack sit firmly on the edges of the sink. Only place lightweight items on it such as cups, measuring spoons, or small tools. Do not place heavy pots or large glass items on it if the rack might slip. Sometimes your pot lids may still look messy in a basket like this. Don't worry, you can use an oven rack to turn that basket into a simple pot lid organizer. Choose a basket deep enough to hold the pot lids. Then place the oven rack over the opening of the basket. Use a few plastic zip ties to secure the rack firmly to the top of the basket, so it does not move around when you take the lids in and out. After securing the rack to the basket, you can slide each pot lid into the spaces between the bars. The lids will stand upright, making them easier to see and easier to grab instead of being stacked on top of each other. Now, every time you need a lid, you can see it clearly, take it out easily, and put it back in place without digging through the whole pile. It is a simple way to keep your kitchen neater by using something you already have at home. This is the tip I use most often when my kitchen towels and small tools start getting messy. Attach 2 strong adhesive hooks to the cabinet door, leaving enough space between them so the rack can hang evenly. You can hang kitchen towels directly over the bars or add a few small S-hooks to hold lightweight kitchen tools, such as measuring spoons, small tongs, or a whisk. This method is only suitable for lightweight tools. Do not hang knives, small pots, or heavy items because the adhesive hooks may come loose. This is a very easy way to make use of the space you already have, especially if your kitchen counter feels crowded. If your desk often has books stacked on top of one another, does this look familiar? Every time you need to take a book from the bottom, the whole stack shifts. Papers fall out and the desk looks messier and messier. With a clean oven rack, you can turn it into a compact book divider right on your desk. Choose a corner near the wall so the rack has something to lean against. Then secure the bottom edge with adhesive hooks or simply use 2 small stoppers. Now you can place each book or notebook into the spaces between the rack bars. Each one will have its own spot standing neatly and will be much easier to see. When you need a book, you can simply pull it out gently without disturbing the whole stack. After using the oven rack to organize books, we can still use it in another very clever way. To start this tip, you need to hang the oven rack securely in a place where it will not fall. Then take a few paper cups and use paper clips to attach each cup to the bars of the baking rack. Clip them firmly so the cups do not move around. Now you can store pens, pencils, colored pencils, rulers, glue, or small craft tools inside these cups. Each cup becomes a small, neat storage holder, and the oven rack helps keep everything organized in one place. This is a simple idea, but it can make a study corner or kitchen work area look much neater. It also helps you see what you have right away, instead of digging through drawers. After watching, let me know which tip you found most useful or whether you have any special tips at home. And those are 8 ways to reuse a familiar oven rack around the house. From roasting chicken, making toast more evenly crisp, draining cups and dishes, organizing pot lids, hanging kitchen towels to keeping recipe books and small supplies neater. Just one simple item can help make your home much easier to manage. I hope at least one of these tips helps make your day a little easier. Thank you so much for watching, and please take good care of yourself.